Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing another theatre review and it's going to be on Appropriate that was at the Donmar Warehouse Theatre. Appropriate by Branden Jacobs-Jenkins at the Donmar Warehouse Theatre. Appropriate was a very emotional play. Throughout the whole play, I felt that the author had put a lot of his own personal messages into it. It flaunted some amazing acting from the actors that was immensely immersive, and due to there being numerous scenes tightly packed with anger and hatred, it gave numerous opportunities for the actors to display their skills, and they did an outstanding job. The play is based around the Lafayette family and the troublesome events that occur as they try to sell off their father's house that is next to a graveyard, and the belongings that he had hoarded over the years of his life. A lot of the trouble comes from an old book of pictures, which have images of black people supposedly being lynched. There are many arguments between the three children of the father, Tony, Franz, and Beau. After they find the book, Tony is still set on the idea that their father was a hard-working, kind-hearted man, while Franz argues that there is more than enough evidence he has been more than he seemed. Beau also agrees with Franz, but he is a bit more doubtful. Beau's wife, Rachel, played wonderfully by Jemima Barbarkov, sorry for the pronunciation, is against any pity for him as he overheard the father state her as Beau's Jew wife, and was therefore angry at her husband to be showing pity since it was clear to her that the man was racist. We also figure out some dark secrets as we progress through the story. Franz had suffered from drug and alcohol addiction as well as being a pedophile and getting arrested at the age of 23. Beau has 2 children but is soon going to be losing his job and is unsure what he is going to do. Tony is worried that she has not raised her child well. Tony's child shows some questionable behaviour in the play and Franz catches him. However, instead of shaming him, he tries to help him out since he is reminded of himself when he looks at him. He talks about how he wants to be his River. River, played by Tafeline Steen, again, sorry for the pronunciation, is a person that has been sticking with Franz for a while and has tried to change him for the better. We see he really has tried to change, as the reason he came was to apologize to his siblings for disappearing for 10 years. Towards the end, we see a lot of raw emotion after a lot of secrets get spread. We see huge arguments arise one after another. Beau finds out that the pictures of the lynchings are worth hundreds of thousands, only to have Franz throw them in the nearby lake after hearing his father's voice and feeling that the book was holding them back. Tony seemed to go slightly mad after Rachel shouts at her for raising a terrible child. Franz gets exposed about being a paedophile to River, and she is appalled. Franz explodes with anger as he shouts at Tony, explaining that it has been 10 years and he has tried his best to come back to being himself after he had been left with their mentally unstable father. The arguments escalate, and as it seems to get into absolute chaos when they start physically fighting each other, Rachel's son comes into the room with a KKK hood, and everyone goes silent. It is consolidation that the father had been a supporter of attacking African American people. At the end of the play, we see Tony give a chilling goodbye as she states she wants her fathers to talk of the incident as her funeral. She wants to have her ties severed with this place. Beau, his wife, and 2 children leave the house, and Beau says his goodbyes to Franz as he had accepted his apology that he had come to give to them. Franz seemed to have talked it out with River, and they would discuss about how River figured out she was pregnant, and with that, Franz says his goodbyes. At the end we see Beau cry, which was one of the most unsettling parts of the play in my opinion. He had been arguably the most sensible and stable character in the play, and to see him cry after was to me the most concerning. We see his wife come in and comfort him as they leave. The whole play ends on an eerie note and a series of blackouts follow as it shows the house slowly falling apart. The chandelier crashes to the ground, the roof crumbles and the window gets smashed. Through the play, we have been getting small hints of the house being haunted, lights turning on for no reason, objects falling off shelves. It's all quite cliché, but it was still unsettling. Not to mention that the transition music was a loud, low rumble that seemed to send everyone to the edge of their seats. After, we see the house getting measured and evaluated by a man who was most likely to be selling it. He says nothing, but he makes it obvious that nobody had been there for a long time and it was finally going to be auctioned off. It gives the audience a bit of consolidation and relief that it was finally going to be seen off. Overall, it was a well-produced play. It was enjoyable to watch and it was very dramatic. It did sometimes feel like there was too much going on, but in the end, that is how it often is in real life. I do recommend having a look at the show. It is one of the best of its genre and a quality play to watch. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please have a look at my channel and you'll see lots of other theatre reviews for different plays and musicals. Please subscribe and hit that like button if you liked it, and I will be making sure to do more theatre reviews in the future. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.